Hello and welcome to a new episode of Africa Today. The Chadian troops are entering Nigeria in order to fight the Boko Haram terrorist group. Details in the following report.
Chad has formally engaged in military activities against the Boko Haram movement inside Nigeria. Joining Nigerian forces, fighting focused on the key northeastern town of Gomburu. Chad's deepening involvement shows how the conflict with Boko Haram is taking a regional dimension. Last week, Chadian troops reportedly moved into Malamfatoro, a Nigerian town which lies near the borders of Chad and Niger, after a ground and air assault against the militants. Chadian forces have also massed near the town of Difa in Niger. The African Union has also backed plans to establish a 7,500-strong regional force to fight the group. The Chadian contingent of about 2,000 troops crossed the frontier without a shot being fired. Nigerian officials say Chad's intervention signaled the intensification of efforts by neighboring states to defeat Boko Haram. Nigeria's military failed to stop the advance of Boko Haram the past 6 years. It aims to regain territory ahead of the 14 February presidential election, amid concerns that the insurgency will prevent many Nigerians in the northeast from voting. Media reports say Boko Haram controls territory the size of Belgium, mostly in Borno State. In April, it caused international outrage by abducting more than 200 schoolgirls from the northeastern town of Chibok in Nigeria's Borno State.
Welcome back. And South Sudan President Salva Kiir and the rebel commander Riek Machar has signed a peace deal earlier on Monday. The new peace deal was signed under the auspices of the Intergovernmental Authority on Development, IGAD. And the aim of this peace deal is to end the bloodshed and the war that devastated the country for a very long time. Let's know more about the role of IGAD regarding this peace deal in the following report.
South Sudan's warring factions agreed on Monday to adjourn further talks until February 19, when negotiations resume ahead of the final and comprehensive peace pact on March 5. The 4-day negotiations that led to the peace agreement signing were characterized by tension, intense consultations, disagreements, 2 postponements, and political horse trading. The negotiations were held under the Intergovernmental Authority on Development, IGAD. Kenyan President Uhuru Kenyatta is IGAD rapporteur, while Ethiopia Prime Minister Haile Mariam Desalegn is the chairman. IGAD members include Kenya, Somalia, Eritrea, Ethiopia, Uganda, Djibouti, and the 2 twin states of Sudan and South Sudan. The crisis in South Sudan started when former Vice President Riek Machar left the government in a huff after President Salva Kiir accused him of plotting a coup. Machar became the leader of the South Sudan People's Liberation Army SPLA, while President Kiir was left holding to the ruling party, the South Sudanese Liberation Movement Government of South Sudan Republic SPLM-GSSR. Since the split, the 2 sides and their supporters, including militia and armed security forces, have been engaged in political skirmishes that led to loss of lives. Thanking President Kiir and Dr. Machar for engaging in consultations and signing the peace pact, President Kenyatta said IGAD leaders have been seeking peace for South Sudan for a long time and expressed hope the new deal will hold. He also thanked the international community for overseeing the pact. The Ethiopian Prime Minister thanked IGAD leaders for bringing Kiir and Machar to the negotiating table, hoping the 2 principles will stop the suffering of the people of South Sudan. The peace deal making was witnessed by representatives from the USA, United Kingdom, all other IGAD members, Norway, and China. It is hoped that the final and comprehensive peace agreement will include details about the proposed transitional government of national unity and comprehensive political reforms to facilitate general elections scheduled for June this year.